It's early September, and that means that sneaker YouTube channels all over the world are doing back to school sneaker reviews. The top 10 sneakers for back to school, top 5 sneakers for the new school year, that kind of stuff. I'm not doing that because I don't actually know, and I'm not all that interested in looking at the top 10 sneakers for going back to school, to be perfectly honest with you. But what I am interested in is that the Asics brand is bringing out an Academic Scholars Pack, which coincides with this sort of return to school, start of the school new year thing. I don't think that's an accident. I think what they're trying to do is get in on that sort of little wave of hype and that bounce in sales that you maybe get at the start of the school year, especially, I suppose, in the Northern Hemisphere. Maybe you guys don't know this. And maybe it's new learning for you out there. And if it is new learning for you out there, I hope you appreciate it. But where I'm from, which is in the UK, I'm not there anymore, I'm here in Tokyo, Japan, the school year starts in August and it runs all the way through June, with June, July, August sort of area being left for the summer holidays, and then you start a new school year again in August. Here in Japan, the school year runs from April to March, which matches the financial year. So people graduate in March from colleges, for example, and start work in April. Or they change school years, March to April. So all of that, start of the school new year, best 5 sneakers for the start of the school year is very localized to a certain place. And I wonder what it's like in the Southern Hemisphere too, down in Australia and New Zealand and places like that. Does the school year run from August to June, or because their summer is in December and January, maybe their school year runs from like February to December? If you do know, please let me know in the comments down below. But enough about that. What we are here to do today, is that the right way to say it? What we are here to do today is to look at a sneaker and a brand of sneakers I've never looked at before. Yesterday we talked about New Balance for the very first time on my channel, and today here we are again talking about Asics for the very first time when we take a look at the Academic Scholars Pack. This is Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel. Des. Mainichi, Absuru no de Mainichi mite kudasai. Every single day I bring you content from Tokyo, Japan about sneaker reviews, sneaker news and upcoming sneaker releases. And today we're looking at the upcoming sneaker release of the Asics Academic Scholar Pack, which in fact has 3 different sneakers in there. And I'm thrilled to bring you these because it's flashback time for old Tokyo Butter 23, flashing back to when I was a teenager in the 90s. As you know, if you've watched my channel for a while, that I'm 43 years old. Even though my inordinately grey hair belies that age, I'm just 43 years old, which means 25, 30 years ago I was in high school in the mid-90s, and early 90s actually would be more accurate. And these shoes flash me right back to that. There's certain features about them and certain things about them that flash me all the way back to my own youth. But before we get into that, this is a YouTube channel, and at the start of almost every YouTube channel I've ever seen, they always ask for subscribes, likes and comments. So if you don't mind, please hit the subscribe button, put a comment down below and hit that like. And as I am here in Tokyo, Japan, I also like to say at the start of my videos, Toroku onegaishimasu. Zehi Toroku yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Ine o click suru to comment o kaku to tasukaru node, sore mo yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Okay, let's have a look at these 3 sneakers. Now, like I said, it's sort of like a massive plus and a massive minus in a way, and they kind of neutralize each other to make it neutral. The massive plus is that I just love these colorways of each of these 3 sneakers, and they remind me of my youth tremendously. But the massive minus is I've never reviewed Asics for the channel. I don't know much about Asics, and I don't know much about the different lines. For example, if you said to me Nike Air Force One, tons of information pops out of my head. Or if you said Adidas Yeezy 350 V2, but if you say to me Nimbus 21 from the Asics line, or Kayano 5 or Kayano 26, I don't know what they are, but I do know, because that's the 3 sneakers that are part of this Academic Scholar Pack. So what we're going to start off with is Kayano 5, and we'll start with that one because of its heel. Before I talk about the heel though, just let's explain about the colors and what it is about the coloring on here. Something happened in the mid-90s that allowed fashion industry to really focus in on solid colors, blues and reds and greens, like really deep deep blues and deep reds and deep greens, not sort of, I don't have anything on to illustrate my point, but not like hot red or popping green, but really deep colors. And if you look behind me at these sneakers here, you can see that they definitely represent those sort of deep reds and deep blues and deep greens. And that was something, like I say, something happened to technology or fashion technology which allowed them to put these deep colors into their sweaters and shirts and things like that. And because of that, in the early 90s, a lot of clothing, a lot of footwear had these colors. And I remember specifically sweaters were a big thing in these kind of three colors, these deep reds, deep blues, and deep greens. So when Asics are bringing out this academic scholar pack, that's what kind of goes off in my mind. That's the trigger I get. It's like those colors are definitely sort of an early 90s teenager vibe color, and it definitely had something to do with America. I remember sort of these American sweaters kind of coming in that we never had before, and there was something about that, something to do with commerce and the technology behind fashion that allowed these kind of colors to be popular in the UK at the time. So now that Asics are bringing out this pack, it's a flashback for me. But like I said, let's start with the Kayano 5s. All three of these colorways are those deep reds, blues, and greens, so we can sort of forget about that. The Kayano 5s has a white toe box. It's the only one with a white toe box, so that's easy to sort of distinguish it between the other two. And then on the heel, it's got that Asics gel going on in there. And like I said, this is the first time I've reviewed Asics for the channel. I've never even worn a pair of Asics, but looking closely at that gel pack around the heel, I'm interested. I'm interested in looking at them and seeing what that comfort is that comes with that gel there. So it's definitely a plus for me, this particular sneaker colorway, but also that gel pack there. I want to have a closer look at it someday and see just how comfortable it is and what kind of ride they give you. But then moving along the line, we come to the Nimbus 21. Of course, I laughed out loud when I saw Nimbus and thought of Harry Potter and the, was it Nimbus 2000? I want to say Nimbus 2000 was the... what was it called now? Something stick, broomstick that he rode in Quidditch. So Nimbus 21 kind of made me chuckle there, but I'm pretty sure that Nimbus 21 line for Asics came out before Harry Potter. Maybe not the 21, but the Nimbus part of it I think has been around for a while. So I think the Asics came first and then the broomstick second, to be honest. But still, you've got that predominantly red, but also the hits of blue and green around here. Like I said on the first one, the Kayano 5, it had a white toe box. In the case of the Nimbus 21, it's like a red base front to back on the whole sneaker, which distinguishes it from the other two. And then finally we have the Kayano 26, which, I don't know, there's not that much similarity between the Kayano 5 and the Kayano 26. To distinguish it between the other two sneakers very easily is a predominantly white upper, not just a white toe box like the Kayano 5, but white from front to back really on these. But again, it kind of plays off of those greens, reds and blues that I was talking about earlier, but that predominantly white upper sort of lends it an extra dimension, shall we say, that distinguishes it from the other two. They do look really neat sneakers to me. I'm not sure what they were going for in bringing these out. I don't know if they're expecting people to wear them to school. I went to school in Scotland and we had a uniform, and people wore black leather shoes, black pants, black white shirt, school tie, and a black blazer. And it wasn't like a boarding school or anything, or a private school. That was just your general state school, actually in quite a poor area of the world, so it wasn't anything to do with affluence, but maybe in America, like this kind of shoe is the kind of shoe that people would wear to school, and they're back to school kind of line. So if that's your thing, knock yourself out. If you want to buy these guys for nothing to do with school, just because you like the look of them or the ride, go for it. I think all three of them are cool looking sneakers. They're not at the top of my wish list right now. There's an awful lot coming down the line, especially in terms of Yeezys and Jordans that will definitely get ahead of the queue as far as I'm concerned. But if this is your thing and you're looking for a new pair of sneakers and this is what you're after, any of these three or all of them might be the sneaker for you. Okay, it's time for me to sign off. It's the end of this video, and we're looking forward to tomorrow's video. I think I'm doing, am I doing three? I think I'm doing 3 nights in a row. There's a Jordan in there as well. I can't remember what it is though. And then there's a couple of Air Force Ones coming up too. So I've got a few interesting things coming down the line. Please do stick around for that. And as I am here every single day at the end of all of my videos, I can confidently say that you will see me tomorrow.